It's been laying around for a while. That's the nice thing about Bok Choy. It really holds up good in the refrigerator a long time. Now, of course you can cook this, it's delicious, but we're going to juice it to get all those wonderful enzymes. And very nutritious, very nutritious food. Now you can find Bok Choy just about anywhere nowadays. And this is a very common Chinese or Asian, I'll say Asian vegetable. I don't know if I haven't seen it at the average Chinese takeout joint, but I have seen this at Chinese buffets, and it's delicious. So, a lot of water in here. You see, so we're gonna get a lot of juice out of this recipe. That's one basic size head, medium size head of Bok Choy. To the base of 4 apples and 1 cucumber. And that is the recipe. Now this is a cabbage-like vegetable. I do believe it. It's in the cabbage family. In fact, along the way I heard that this is considered Chinese cabbage, but there are other cabbages that are also considered Chinese cabbage, and can't think of the name off the head. And this smells strong. It's going to be a strong drink today here. That's good, because it's going to assist my body to become vibrantly healthy. That's a lot of real water around there with that stuff. What makes you think you can juice all that kind of... Okay, so this is a video in the video series of juicing leafy vegetables. Okay, and I'm getting pretty much near the end of those series, and what we're going to do in the next series is start to incorporate other items in the basic recipe. The basic being 4 apples, a cucumber, and a head of leafy greens. There you go. So, but right now we're going to take this poison skin off the cucumber. Toxic. Get those toxins off there. That's right. The toxins are embedded in the oil and the wax of the skin, which I washed off as much as I could. These cucumbers today, my own. When you're in the store shopping and you're trying to pick out a good one, you got your hands are all full of wax and oil and grease. I hate that. So you got to bring those little wipes with you to the store. I don't use those, but keep your hand clean. Just slice this beauty up. It's a conventional beauty. They do make beautiful vegetables, these GMO monsters, psychopaths. But as I mentioned in all the other videos, I can't afford organic. It's a shame. It's a shame, because there's a lot of people out there, and I feel sorry. The poor people, most of all, who probably never eat an organic vegetable in their whole life. What are they going to say? What are they now? Now it's something like $37 a week to feed somebody. You know, I could spend that on one organic meal. But see now, I'm a fixed income myself here, so I need to buy conventional vegetables, fruits and vegetables, because I have no other choice. Otherwise I'd starve to death. I wouldn't get enough calories. That's just the problem with our society today. There should be no food that has chemicals, pesticides, and herbicides on it. There's no need for it. Everything should be organic. Everything. It's the way it was intended to be right from the start. God doesn't smile down upon this world when he's looking on the fields of GMO crops. He does not smile down upon that. And on the day he will destroy those fields. Man thinks he's better than God, so he creates the genetic food for himself. But that will be his undermining, his undoing. It's always been his undoing. So I will preach, because what we're doing here is we're going to revert back to the Garden of Eden, the way it should be, the way it should have been. And we're going to steer ourselves away from the adulteration and from the idolatry. It's not going to idol man-made, man's creation. You idol God. Boy, that's going to be strong. I smell that strong, Jim. But see, these apples here, sweeten up, make it very palatable for your children. And somebody before was telling me about they're eating a healthy breakfast. Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs? I don't know. What's the name of those things? Cocoa Puffs? That's a healthy breakfast to them. And I'm telling them, I'm laughing. And I'm trying to say, you know what? And which I did give them good advice. I said, go out, buy some oranges, eat 2 oranges, eat a few oranges for breakfast. Yeah. Well, what you feeding your kids? You know, you think you're feeding your kids good. They tell you on the television set that their crap is nutritious and good for your kids. And in reality, it's all part of a conspiracy, because later on, their cousins in the pharmaceutical industry can issue prescriptions for your children. Some nice little bottles of what do they call that stuff? Ritalin? Yeah. Oh my God. And then everybody's happy because their children no longer have behavioral problems. The children's no longer have behavioral problems. Hey, you know what? That's a sin. To shut them up, quiet them down, steal their souls with the Ritalin. Yeah, that's another thing. Got to stop it. Give your kids, feed your kids God's food. God gave us food. Feed the kids God's food here. And don't worry about the behavioral problems. Children will be children because they're acting out in the classroom, and the teacher can't teach the bullshit. Excuse my language, I get mad at this. Teachers can't teach the shit. So they're going to send a letter home, they go to the nurse's office, and mothers and fathers got a coat down there, and then they say, we want your kid on Ritalin. This is what I put my kid on right here. I put him on this. So let's see this taste here. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah! Very distinct flavor. Yes. Go out, get yourself a juicer, and treat your kids to some vitality.